Okay, so I'm going to show you how to felt. For felting you will need your canvas, so that could be any type of material. It could be felt, cotton, it could be any material. You will need needles, felting needles. You can use this tool which has multiple needles inside. This allows you to do a larger area. Or you could use single needles if you are doing something that's a little bit more detailed. You will need different cottons, different wools. And you can see here I've got some blues, purples, some sea colours, and that is because I'm going to look at these sea images to work from. Okay, so I particularly like this one. I like the greens, the yellows. What I'm going to do first of all on my fabric, I'm just going to draw in. You can use a pencil or a pen to do this. I'm just going to draw in where some of the colours are going to go. So I'm going to have white here. Now, because I'm transferring a photograph into textile means, it's not going to look exactly like it. It is going to look abstract. And there we go. So, first of all, you place your fabric on top of the felting mat, which is like a brush, and that just helps everything to stay in place. The needle, as you go through the fabric, it will go through into the brush and it won't get damaged. You do not want to be placing it on top of your hand. That would be very dangerous, and you don't want to place it on a table, as the needles will just break straight away. So I am going to start off with some of the green colours that are in the picture. I'll try my best to let you see the picture while I'm doing it. So that greeny colour that we can see down here, if I'll just place some white here, so I know that that's going to be the froth of the waves, and then I know down here it's going to be a more greeny colour. Maybe if you can hear a loud snoring noise, that's my dog. He's laid under the table. Let's have a look. That's more like it. So one little good trick that I'm going to start by teaching you is you can mix your colours. So what I'm going to do, I want something that's a little bit in between that dark green, but so I'm just going to get the two colours and I am going to mix them just like this. Okay, and then once they've mixed a little bit and you've got some lovely different tones of green, you can start to place it. I'm just going to move that over now. Start to place it where it needs to go. Because it's quite a large area, I'm going to use this tool, which has 6 needles. You have to be very careful with this. So if you line the dots up where it says unlock, the needles must always be facing down. They cannot be facing at an angle because they will break. So they've always got to face directly down. So you just need to punch it into place. The fab thing about this technique is that if something goes wrong and you place something in the wrong place, you can just peel it back up. I'm not going to do that though. So mistakes are not a problem at all. So I'm going to keep adding to that area now. So I'm going to cover it in green, and then what I'll probably do is put some little white bits to show the froth of the sea. I'll put some white bits on at the very end. Or what you could do is even just leave little white bits from the fabric. Okay. So once I've done this little bit of green, I'm going to show you what you can do with the felt. So this is pretty flat. The reason that I've punched through with the needle so much is to make it nice and flat, and I want the froth of the sea, I want this white bit here, I want it to be raised. So here's another little trick that I'm going to show you. When you are doing an area that you want to be raised, you are going to use more wool, and you are not going to punch it through so much. So I've punched it once there. You can manipulate the wool to get bits sticking up. You might even go to your singular needle for this, as I want it to be quite textural, quite 3D. Remember to be very careful with needles, they're very sharp, they are serrated. Also, do not go through the fabric sideways like that, it will break the needle. Make sure you are going directly down like this. So you can just place it down. You might want to, like I said, manipulate it a little bit. So what I'm doing is scrunching it. So just like that. And I'm going to have it overlapping the green and sticking up quite a bit. So I'm just going to try to show you how much it's sticking up. So there's the green, which is quite flat, and there's the white sea foam, the wave, which is sticking up quite a bit. There we go. Like I said, if you want to put in some tiny little details, you can. I'm using my singular needle, being very careful. Try your best to keep your hand well away from that needle. And there we go. So I've added a tiny little bit of detail to the green area. I'll zoom in so that you can see that. Just some tiny little bits of white, and you can take that as far as you want to. Okay, so on the picture, the wave that is crashing over, it doesn't have to be exactly like the picture, but I would like to just break that edge up. So what I'm going to do is tease some bits out and push some bits back so that it's not a perfect line. So it's a little bit wiggly. There we go.